Okay. Okay, guys, amazing pitches today. Very well done. Very well done. This is just the first half of the pitches that we are going to have today. After the break, we are going to have another 5 amazing pitches. But before the break, I would like to introduce you our guest speaker today. Early today, I said that we would like to see passion, determination, commitment in entrepreneurs. But if you have to climb at 8,000 mountain, or if you have to participate in 8 Paris-Dakar, or you have to run a marathon, or even worse, an ultra marathon, or you have to cross Antarctica walking alone for more than 60 days, 2 months, probably you need much more than passion, determination, and commitment. And I don't know anyone better to speak about that than our guest speaker today. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on stage, Albert Bosch.
Well, hello everybody. Good afternoon. I'm not going to present any project to you. I'm going to speak about adventure, which is the same as speaking about entrepreneurs, isn't it? I think. Are you entrepreneurs or are you adventurers? What do you think? I think, and I will try to show you that you are real adventurers, like me. Well, I am also a little bit entrepreneur, of course, in some projects. But now, I have exactly now 24 years. I am 24 years old. Why? Sorry, what do you mean with that? No? I walk a lot, you see, and 24, it means 48, of course. And I am in the top of my adventurer career. Of course, I will not win any gold medal I have ever done, have never done. I will not win any world championship. But I have done, I am doing, and I will do a lot of huge adventures. And I have to say that I have very few competitors. Really, and that's not a joke. That's real. Of course, if I want to beat Kylian Jornet, I don't know if you know him, or I want to do a world record in marathon, I will not be the best. But if I want to do some big adventure projects, I need some things, some key factors that are very common to entrepreneurs that no one of those athletes have. This commitment with the project, which is not the same as the commitment with their skills. It's different. I will try to explain a little bit that. I have only 20 minutes, which for me is very bad news, I was 48, like my age, 48 days alone left in Antarctica, one of the most extreme environments in the world. And when you are 48 days alone there, and you come here with a lot of people, and they give you only 20 minutes, they're not good people, They should give me all the afternoon, But I will make an effort to try to be stick in my 20 minutes, more or less, That's a picture. I will show only some pictures. Trying to go around my adventures track, I can say, Trying to explain you which are the key points for doing big adventures, which is the same, and I would like you to see as big entrepreneurs projects. What is really important to do an adventure? It works? Yes. You must be able to run a marathon, isn't it or not? If you want to do adventures, you must be able to do a marathon, which is quite tough. What do you need for that? Effort, discipline, being able to suffer. Does it What do you feel about that? You need that in your companies? Effort, discipline, determination? Of course. But I have to say, that's easy. That's very easy. Running a marathon is easy, and I am a marathon runner, I like. Because apart of your skills, what can happen in a marathon, apart of what depends on you? It can rain, or it can be sunny. Nothing else. You know? That's marvelous, doing any activity that it only depends on you. If you like putting effort on that, putting passion, putting discipline, training a lot, it depends only on you. That's a party, my friend. Because the environment doesn't move. I must say that in a venture site, of course it's necessary to have good skills, good physical skills, but that is the easiest part. That's your capacities. You have to do them well. They depend only on you, of course. What is the key point for an adventure? Doing, not a marathon, an ultra marathon, not 42K. Let's put 300K, but not in Barcelona or in Paris, where it can rain or not rain. Let's go to the Amazon jungle for 10 days in self-sufficiency, only living with what you have in your backpack. My friend, it's different. Do you need effort? Do you need discipline? Do you need training? Of course. But there are some other things in the jungle. There are animals. And not all the animals are really kind, you know. There are animals, there are infections, it's raining a lot, it's uncomfortable, it's uncertain. And that is more difficult. You depend on the environment. Your skills, of course, they depend on you, but the environment is moving, is alive. It's more complicated than only raining or not raining, isn't it? That is a key point. But I have to say that it's very easy. What is really difficult on adventure? That going to cross Antarctica, big Antarctica, huge continent, frozen continent. I was there 67 days. I started with a friend, but we had a big storm at the beginning, just in the beach, from the beach to the South Pole, in self-sufficiency, only with carrying this sled, 134 kilos each. And big storm in the beginning, 15 days in the 10 blocked, big storm, always minus 30 to minus 50, big winds. And when the sun shines again, my friend feels bad. We are near the base. They come to rescue him, and I stay alone 48 days. But you know what is really difficult for going to Antarctica? It's not like a marathon that they organize everything to you, or even the ultra marathon in Amazon jungle, they organize it to you. You have to organize everything. That is the real important and key point. You must manage the project in 360 degrees. You are responsible on everything on the project, not only about what you like or you are good at doing. You have to do also what you don't like, you hate, but you have to do. You have to do also what you are not good at, but you have to do. For going to Antarctica, you have to train, of course. The environment is moving, of course, but you have to prepare technology, communications, rescue systems, insurance, materials that you cannot buy, of course, in Barcelona shop. We have not very polar tradition in Barcelona. You know, I don't know why. There are not many glaciers here. That's the important and key point on the adventures. Doing what you are not good at and you don't like, because you are responsible on everything. That's an adventure, my friend. It's not just a race. But I have to say that that's very easy. I'm sorry. The difficult thing is that, you know, Dakar Rally, my friend. I have done 8 Dakar rallies. Sorry, 9. Last one, I was there also, in South America. I say always 8 because it's very recent. I came from the last one. I've done 2 with motorbike, and the rest 7 with car, as a driver. Difficult thing, the Dakar, isn't it? what I say Dakar, everybody thinks, oh, passion, driving, training, dunes, oh, adventure. You know what is the difficult part? What I discovered in the Dakar? That the Dakar rally is fucking expensive. No. You need a lot of money to go there. And my dreams, sorry, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with the pictures. What? Huh? No money. I didn't raise the money, maybe. They are very expensive, you know. I have calculated only 10 to 15% of the people in the Dakar are really professional pilots who get sponsored, that are paid and they win money. Then there are maybe 10%, around 10% they are so-so. And maybe 70% are just rich people. They have money, they put a lot of stickers in the car, you know. But they pay for their dreams, you know. And I have to say I'm an adventurer, but I'm not rich because I'm an adventurer, you know. And I have to be paid for going to Dakar. And that is a real challenge for any adventurer or any entrepreneur. You have to sell, my friend. Your skills, very good. Your marathon. Your environment, very good. You are very able to manage in 160 degrees. Congratulations. But where is the money? Where is the money, my friend? You don't go to the adventure. Then it doesn't exist, the adventure, you know. You have to sell. We have to sell to investors, to customers, to sponsors in that case. And that is difficult. Because when you sell, you have to add value. An adventure is not, I'm going to live my adventure, my dream. I'm going to realize myself. I'm going to see the mountain in the sea and we'll do some sentences in my blog. You know, I have to give value to the sponsors, to the media, anywhere. And how I have done 9 Dakars if I am not the best pilot, you know? I am never the best alpinist, the best pilot, the best runner, but I'm always there, you know? Because I sell, you know? Well, just because I thought that everybody sees the Dakar as a competition, and I see the Dakar as an adventure, an opportunity to be innovative, to create value. So I went to the Dakar, for example, in year 2000. I organized a team with the first disabled man in Spain who went to the Dakar, driving only with the hands. It was a huge idea, you know, and we were lucky because we finished the Dakar. We were the 3rd team driving only with the hands. I was the co-driver that year, you know, the 3rd to try. The other 2 had never succeeded. And we did. So it was a huge media success, you know. And because of that, I went 3 times more with him, but he was in a car and I was in another car at that time, you know. I was managing. I wanted to drive, you know. And then I went to the Dakar again 1 year, being the first Spanish to drive without co-driver. You know, only alone. Was it quite innovative, and I could sell the project. And this year, when there is crisis and when it's very difficult to sell any project, and I am not the best pilot, as I said, I have raised the most expensive budget I've ever managed in a project in my whole adventure life. Now, crisis, no. There is no crisis. There are bad ideas, you know, I think. Because we were the first ever team, I was the first ever pilot in the history to be in the hardest race in the world, and it is hardest motor race in the world, with a car with no petrol, you know. 100% electric car, you know. And I could sell the idea because it was really an idea with value, money. But I'm sorry to say, that's the easy part. I'm sorry. The difficult part of an adventure is crossing that crevasse. Or not. Because if you're an entrepreneur and you go to an adventure that was climbing Mount Everest, you have to cross a lot of them. And you know what happens if you don't cross them? You die. It's easy. You fail, you die. You cannot change, this work, this job was not good for me, I will change mountain. No. You're down, my friend. You're down. You have to manage risk. When you have all the money, you have all the skills, you have all the attitude to face the environment, you have all the capacities to manage in 360 degrees, and you have the budget, you have to take the decisions, you have to take risk. And you are taking the risk because you are the entrepreneur, you are the adventurer. It's you who crosses that crevasse. That's commitment, what Angel said. Commitment is that, because it's you who are facing the risk. Of course, it's not necessary to assume risks in life, of course, but you will not do any interesting things. All interesting things in business, in personal life, in adventure, requires assuming some risks. I myself, I have to say, I don't like risks, even I do these things, of course. They say I'm crazy, but I'm not. The problem is that I am ambitious with my projects. I want to get my mountains, my summits, my dreams. And I am ready to manage risks, not to do foolish things. That's different. For example, when I went to Antarctica, I know that in Antarctica, a rescue, it takes, in average, from 2 to 5 days, at least, because the plane only flies if the visibility is perfect and the wind is nearly zero. So it takes some time, And I have already 2 friends that died in the mountain because they were above 7,000 meters high for an appendicitis, If you get that here, you have that here, no problem. If you have that in Everest or in Antarctica, you can die. So I don't like risks. And I went 2 months before going to Antarctica to the hospital, to take it out. I didn't need, All the nurses came in, hey, a planet, appendicitis. They have never seen that before, Normally you don't plan it, You just go, like this, I was trying to manage my risk. I didn't like to assume that risk because I have already 2 friends. Unfortunately, I lost them in an activity like this. So that's managing risk, knowing the danger and trying to avoid them or trying to manage it. And then I was going to one of the most uncertain places in the world, but I have one thing certain. I didn't die from appendicitis. It's important. It gives you some confidence. So managing risk. But that's easy, my friends. The difficult thing is that picture when things doesn't go well. Everybody talks about failure in Silicon Valley, failure. But when they fail, difficult thing. It's a difficult thing to manage. That's a picture from last Dakar. We were very proud to be the first electric car in the history in the Dakar, but we gave up in the 3rd stage. We are not really very successful. I have to say that in the 2nd stage, 50 normal cars, fossil fuel cars, that old cars, gave up. It was a very hard stage, and we could do 2nd stage, but in 3rd stage the car was dead. And I arrived to the airport. And sometimes when I come from an adventure to the South Pole, to Everest, I have a lot of media, a lot of friends, a lot of people, some posters, and you are the best. And that day, sorry, I think I touched something. That day, there was nobody, only my wife and her sister. Even my mother didn't come that time. And when my mother doesn't come, it's because that's a real failure. Because she comes always. So you are alone, but you have to be able for those moments, because most of our projects, most of our adventures, if they are really ambitious and they really look for a good value, they will fail, and you must be ready for that, because you are ready for the failure. You will be prepared to born again, to learn from that, to assume that, or to avoid, of course, that. We have nearly all adventure, but I have to say that until here, it's easy. It's easy. We are talking about adventure. The difficult thing is that, it's the same crevasse, well, another crevasse. But we are with a team. And with a team, everything is better. Of course, I prefer passing a crevasse with my friend than alone, isn't it or not? Of course, with a team, everything is better. You can achieve better things. You are really strong, etc., etc. But it's very difficult to manage a team. That's a problem. Especially, it's very difficult to manage a team when the things are critical. And in the projects, in any adventure project, there are moments that things are critical. You have to pass crevasses. You assume risk, but you can fail. You can be bankrupted in a company. You can take bad decisions, and that's difficult. Because if all those key points we share it until here, your skills, your adaptation to change, your sustainable economical problem, the financial, money, blah, 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 and risk, it's difficult for you. Imagine if you put a lot of people. It's very difficult to manage any adventure with a lot of people because there is a really committed project. So we have the venture like that. But I have to say that until here is easy, It's easy. The difficult thing, really, in an adventure is that picture. Try to find the room, because we work a lot, but the difficult thing, really, is a little bit philosophic, that I'm sorry. But it's the most important thing, is have the vision of your strategy, When I was in this tent, that is the tent where I was 15 days in Antarctica, 15 days blocked. It's not the most funny thing you can do in holidays, I promise. But when the sun came again, apart that my friend left and I stayed alone, I had to do 48 days, 10 hours per day, walking or skiing. They say skiing, the English, but I was walking, I was not skiing, I was on skis, pulling a sled of 130 kilos, 10 hours per day. That was tough, I can promise you. But that was much more easy than staying in that tent. Because there, I was prepared to that. I was just working. I was just doing what I have been prepared for. It was my effort, my mission, walking to the South Pole. And I knew where I was going. That was easy. The difficult thing was being in that tent, blocked, when you don't know what you have to do. I give up, or I go on. I stay or I try. I take the risk or I stay here. I am lazy or I'm strong. What do I do when I am blocked? And I'm sure in your projects, you have been sometimes in that tent. Or you are. Or you will. Promise you will be sometimes in that tent. You don't know what to do. And that is the most difficult thing. Trying to find your room. Not working. If you can solve it just working, you will be happy. But sometimes you don't know the direction. That's the difficult part on any adventure. In the business side, in the professional side, in the personal side, or in the adventure side. I just wanted to share that with you, remembering that, of course, for doing any adventure, we have to do in the reverse, starting for this. First, the room, after the team, after being able to fail. If you are able to fail, you're ready to go. If not, you will not take the risk. And after selling, of course, organizing in 360 degrees and being ready to change in an environment, in a jungle, because business world or adventure world is always a jungle. And at the end, working. Of course, we have to work hard, our skills. And like this, you will have an opportunity to live a good life, a life connected to passion, and with your real adventure in the entrepreneur on the personal side. So I wish you very good adventures in your projects and your life. Thank you. Thank you.
Quédate aquí. Amazing, isn't it? So thank you very much. So now we are going to have a short break, like 20, 25 minutes, and we will come back after the break with another amazing pitches and a lot of good things to come. So see you in a while. Muy bien, Albert.